That was the little bit of the Waltz Creole #1, a little bit of music from the part of the world that is also the Americas, a little bit to the south of us, much warmer. Talked to my mother this morning, it's 45 below in Peace River, Alberta, and maybe what I should have been doing instead of South American waltz is doing a little bit of this. Displaced Albertans, including myself, that have come to the Okanagan. But still, the weather's not too bad here. And this morning and this afternoon, because we see our program 2 or 3 times a week, it gives me great pleasure to introduce 2 wonderful people and a person that I've met just recently, Debbie from the new Nick's restaurant, and of course Peter, who we had the fortune to bump into last fall. That'll be 1995. When we did our first Manfred's Guitar at Portillo's, which is just a little bit up the road on 30th Avenue. And today we're down here to do a little bit of a promo and talk to you about what we have in store in Lumbee as part of the annual, correct me if I'm right or wrong, Peter, the annual Snowfest celebrations. Is that what they do over there?
Yeah, it's part of the Snowfest celebration, right. Manfred.
And Peter, you will testify to the fact that there's snow out there because you've just come back from a grueling trip to where were you?
Oh, it was a very grueling trip to the Cusp Hot Springs.
Right.
Where we just had a rough time lining those hot springs. And,
did you have a good time?
We did.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it? No going off the side of the road, because that is a precarious part of the world, right?
No, the roads were good.
The roads are good.
The hot springs were good, and
right on.
Beer was cold. And
beer was cold, yeah. You know, it's really a wonderful thing. I'm happy and excited because I've been trying to get you to come down here for a dog's age. I think, Elizabeth, am I right? You guys were on a flatbed truck when the Downtown Vernon Association hired some of the local musicians to come down and strut their stuff. You guys were waxing eloquently. There were a whole bunch of you, right?
Yeah, it was a big gang.
Who was all the crew that makes up Monashee Rain?
Monashee Rain, yeah. I have my son James on drums. I have a son Jake who plays bass. My daughter Devaki is lead singer. And my son-in-law Thomas plays guitar and Liz on keyboards and me on guitar. So. And
that wasn't the last time after all. I just realized that when the film festival had their to-do, you guys were playing again.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I saw you there before. We'll take a second to introduce the lovely lady who's been waiting patiently for Manfred to put a clip on his thing. I'm going to do my official courtesies and good mornings and welcomes. Debbie, who comes to us from Help, where your new place is again?
Nick's Deli and Coffee Kitchen,
right.
Downtown Vernon on 30th Avenue.
Right, and the reason Manfred dragged you down here was to introduce you to a good smattering of 50,000 people that have the intelligence to tune in and find out what we're doing, yes. Because you're new in town and you're kindly donating. And as a matter of fact, this year she's launching off her ticket sales with a number of wonderful things that are happening. Correct me if I'm wrong. The big fat deal that's going on. More than 60 kilowatts, right? The big light is on. with Les Copeland's Big Bang Theory.
It's the last day of the Vernon Winter Carnival,
Right.
February 11th.
Right. And so you're doing those tickets, and she's also selling tickets for Manfred's Doodah in Lumbee, which
That's
we'll be
right.
talking about. And then you're doing the other stuff too, right? The usual tickets that go with things.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Sun Seed is now closed, right?
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
so people used to go in there to get tickets for all the stuff that's happening in Salmon Arm and all the other places. And now I don't know where there are tickets, but herself has promptly decided to open up the extra cupboard space.
Yeah.
So we have tickets for the Lumbee show and Les Copeland show, among other things. That's a very important thing. And of course, you have coffee down there too. So thanks for coming on and doing a blurb for the business, right? Network, network, network. Isn't that the way it is, though, Peter?
Yep.
We can't do anything on our own anymore. We need help with other people.
Cooperative ventures.
We'll talk about what we're doing for Lumbee, but let's do a nice tune. Catherine, do you want to do that? Help Peter with that one here. You guys were doing it as a warm up. Peter Chatterton, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Chatterton, his lovely wife Catherine, who will be billed, by the looks of it, second on the Manfred's Live in Lumbee guitar special, which we'll be getting some footage from. And I think, Peter, can I ask, is this one of the songs you'll do again, maybe down there?
We probably will. Yeah, this is one of our favorite songs, and this is one we wrote ourselves.
Where does it come from? One of your own things?
Yeah, I'm doing all originals today. So.
Okay. So I'll let you lead that one off on your Ibanez, our artist by golly. Lead her away, Peter. That's a good one. And can I play along a little bit with you?
Oh, we'd be honored if you would.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, honey.
Makes me whole again.
this ocean with you by my side. Yes, we're sailing across the ocean. Yes, we're sailing across the ocean. Yes, we're sailing across the ocean with you by my side. By my side. Oh, till freedom reigns, till freedom reigns, till freedom reigns, oh, till freedom reigns. You by my side, you by my side. We can sail together on the ocean. Yes, together we can sail the sea, giving hope, faith and courage to each other. Yes, I know that's the way that love can be. Oh, and I do want to sail there all the way across this ocean with you by my side.
And when did that little beauty come into the world? When did you put the finishing touches on that?
It started writing that about 88,
Right.
and it kind of got finished in about 92.
Isn't it amazing how long it takes
Yeah.
before you really get settled with it, you know?
Mhm.
I often wonder how long it took to do that Sistine Chapel. I wonder, but that songwriting, tunesmithing is a craft. You start, you get an inspiration, and you abort, you leave it, you let it mold, and you try it out, and then another verse comes along. And here is again a similar formula. You've got a bit of a verse and a chorus, and it seems like those are the really important things that make things work out right. I can't believe it. This weather doesn't daunt our spirits. Did you find out that there's a little bit more snow down in the Lumbee area than there was the year before too, or is it about the same down
Well,
there?
it seems like it's a little bit of a tougher winter this year, so we do music to keep ourselves going through the winter, basically.
It's tough on the Cougars this year. I think they took quite a toll on them because I think they were quite prolific for the last few years.
Yeah, there was quite a few out in Cherryville.
So does the Snowfest mean a lot for you and Elizabeth? Have you been involved with it before like this? Is this something new?
No,
that they're
we're
doing?
Cherryville and Lumbee. There's a little bit of cross pollination there, but
Yes.
pretty much we have our own festivals and that in Cherryville, and
Right.
we'll go in a little bit to the Lumbee the Lumbee festivals. But we're glad to be taking part this year.
I think this was a really, really nice idea that a number of people have been pulled together by Nick Hodge
Yep.
to do this because, you know, in a lot of backyards there's a hero, there's an unsung person who either paints or does music or does something wonderful. And I think that the mandate for the Manfred's Guitar is to try to help people to come out and to do things and to put them into the homes of people that sometimes can't get out to see them. There are a lot of shut-ins, there are a lot of people in the hospitals that just can't make the trek to go to the concerts. And I think that it's great to see Rita McNeil, and it's great to see all the great people on there, but I think it's really wonderful to see somebody that you had a coffee with a couple of days ago. Don't you think that's kind of exciting? You know, Debbie had a great Russian experience. There was a Les Copeland's gang. They had a crew call in a meeting just 3 or 4 nights ago. So out of 150 volunteers, not that many came to your place.
About 30.
About 30
or 40, yeah.
But that must have been exciting for you too, to see all this activity happening. You know, all in the name of you know, promoting musicians, right?
Yeah, and I'm very happy to help
Yeah.
and be involved.
It is. I think it's good for, well, like we were saying, you know, you can't do it alone anymore. The government's not there to help us. We've got to go and sharpen our own stick. And as he says, you know, you make sure the stick stays on the ice. But so we have, for those of you that have just locked in, we've got advance tickets at Nick's Deli for $8 to the show that will feature and 4 wonderful people. And if we can get probably a good picture up there, we've got Cadillac Bob, Peter Chatterton, and his wife Catherine, and the gang that is known as Monashee Rain. Catherine Colby will be there. She was on my Christmas special. If you happen to see what we did at the Tuck-In just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And of course, Rick Bellardo. Do those names ring a bell to you at all?
Well, I've heard Catherine sing many times.
Right.
She's a really wonderful singer.
Yes.
And I've been trying to meet Cadillac Bob, but I haven't yet. So I'm
well, you're
looking
going to meet
forward
him
to
right
it.
now.
I've heard he's.
You're going to meet him right now. Hang on to that for a minute. For those of you at home, this gentleman. I've got a picture for him, but just let me clue you in. He lived in San Antonio, Texas, and by the way, do take the time to check Vlado Forjak's entertainment section on This Week Cummings Sunday Morning Star. He's taken the time, and there's an unsung hero. Vlado's done everything for the musicians and everything for the arts. Everything, pictures, bios, the whole 9 yards.
He was great for us.
Superman. So read about all the program we're doing. But anyway, here's a little preview. Lived in San Antonio, Texas, Vancouver before returning home to Lumbee. He's home for a while. And he's been to Muddy Waters' house in Storville Plantation, interviewed on Memphis TV about Charlie Rich. And in Vancouver, he did soundtracks and voiceovers for animation companies. He's done all kinds of things. He does animations, he does cartoons. And he's presently doing work for somebody in England, doing pen and ink drawings and pencil drawings. And the bio will be printed on his life and times in the Morning Star. And if you want to see a little bit of a preview about what Cadillac Bob looks like, here we go. You've seen it, or we're going to turn this one around. Here's one for you, Peter. Check this out. If you can get a real good snoop on this with that long-range telephoto lens there, check this out. I'm going to try and hold it as still as I can. There we go. That is Cadillac Bob, and that man and his machine are in Lumbee. Now, I don't know if he's going to bring the big truck over to the show, but it looks like quite a character. And I guess his genre is sort of the rockabilly kind of stuff. And I don't have any pictures. There's one more in here. Here, try this one. Try this one again. This is a close-up of Highway 61 and 64, showing the north and south delineation. This is where they used a little bit of footing for the film about Robert Johnson entitled Crossroads. So here he is with his car in full blazing color. Looks like he's playing a Telecaster there. Let's do. What do you think, Peter? I think I've tried. Okay, so. We should mention it to those people that don't see the poster. Charles Bloom Community Theatre. That's in Lumbee, around the corner. You hang a left at the main intersection and go about 2 or 3 blocks. Charles Bloom Community Theatre. We've got a lot of support from the people. And as we said, $8 advance tickets, $10 at the door. And the date is January 27th. That's next January the 27th. I believe that's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah. And so Peter and Elizabeth have come out to do a little bit of promo because we can't have the whole shaboom here. And oh boy, hang tight for next week. We've got Les Copeland coming down here, and I don't know, he's bringing an army. So this portion of Shaw's activities is quite a nest of buzzing stuff here once we get going, because we've got some really good people coming down here. Peter, I can see you're chomping at the bit. What else have we got on deck there?
Well, we got a few more to do.
Right.
This next song is called Let the Rivers Flow.
Right. Peter Chatterton, ladies and gentlemen.
Ready to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the rivers flow. Let the big trees grow. If we destroy the earth, how much is life worth? Is there no end to our need? Is there no limit to our greed? We poison earth and sky. Can we watch this planet die? That's time to really care, to give and love and share. All creatures great and small, the earth is mother to us all. We are the master race. Are we ashamed to show our face? With our consumption, greed, and strife, we are the enemies of life. So cut the trees and burn the earth. The planet's bleeding, getting worse. Gouge the soil through machines. Can't you hear the mother scream? It's time to really care, to give and love and share. All creatures great and small, the earth is mother to us all.
We need more environmental songs.
Yeah.
We need lots of that.
That was the first song I ever wrote.
We need lots of that. That's
Yeah.
in the dirty 30s. That's what everybody was complaining about, and then everything was put on the back burner in the 50s, 60s, 70s, because everybody was living high off the hog. There was no tight belt tightening policy, and now that the crunch is on, we have to go to the artists and to the musicians to find out what will probably be an accepted way of thinking a little bit down the line. So that's nice. That's entitled what again, Peter?
Let the Rivers Flow.
Good, good. Wouldn't the Sockeye Salmon be waving their flag if they knew that we were doing that
Yeah,
kind
if we
of
ever do a
music?
video, we'll see if we can
Yes.
get them waving their tails.
Absolutely. You know, and the funny thing is that it's not just it's the metaphysical, allegorical kind of thing, but it's really makes a lot of sense. Let the rivers flow. And somewhere off in the distance, the Dominion Observatory is acknowledging the fact that we've got time for a couple more songs. Catherine, you're happy back there? Nice to see you. We see out of our little eye that somewhere in the middle of this a gang of 4 people here, a contender to the throne of the Manfred's guitar. For the first time, can you believe it? For the first time, this is amazing. For the first time, we have an accordion. What do you think? What do you think, Peter? Can we talk her into it?
Into playing the
wouldn't that be
accordion a little
nice?
bit? Want to do an
What do you
accordion
think?
song, honey?
Would you do it?
Just like that's what's
Wow, just like that.
on the agenda.
Wow, just like that. Even if it's just not really a whole song, I sometimes just do little bits of things too. But we've never had an accordion in the program.
All right. Well, it's the first for Manfred's
Peter,
Guitars.
what kind of an accordion is that? Is there anything to define that little beastie? Like anything particular, unique about it?
It's
An
Italian.
job? Well, our director, Rennie Seriani, will be happy to know that we have an Italian accordion in here.
It's really loud.
We'll get you back in here on that one for sure. It's loud.
They're amazingly loud instruments.
And all the buttons on over there. You have to know something.
You have to play. You have to have a lot of faith to play one of those. How you can't see those buttons?
No.
How do you know which one's which?
It's perfect for blind people, right? I mean, it's a total braille job, that thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Faith and feel alone.
Look at that. She's all happy and excited. Listen, Catherine, thanks so much for dragging Peter out of the woodwork to come down here. I'm really happy. But we'll get the whole gang down here sometime, right?
Yeah.
Were you? Did you think it would go as smoothly as this?
Well, I thought it would go pretty well.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to see any of Manfred's antics before? at
No,
all?
we don't get
The cable.
cable out there.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Last week I wasn't
You arranged
here.
for us to get cable out there.
I will.
We'd like it.
I will. Free for you guys.
Okay.
Last week I wasn't here. I had a substitute. You'd never believe this show. Last week I had somebody else helping me in here. Looks like we've got. I can't believe it. I think maybe if we draw this one out, I think that if I play my cards right, you're going to be the hero for the end of this one. I'm going to say my goodbyes, and we'll probably end up playing out with this one.
Okay.
But as a final kick in the ribs, Lumbee, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just tuned in to Manfred's Guitar on Channel 11, you are witnessing the behavior of Peter and Elizabeth Chatterton coupled with Manfred Harter and Debbie Dunn from Nix, and we're here to promote Manfred's Guitar and the wonderful activities that we're doing in Lumbee. Please come out and support Catherine, Cadillac Bob, Rick Bellardo, myself, and bring yourself, and we're going to have a nice time. We're going to be just as fun and just as silly as we are here today. And it's only $8 advance and 10 at the door. And we say goodbye to each other, and thank you for coming down. And I think that you can take your time with this one, Catherine. Lead us on a harmonic journey into the other planets.
This song's called "My Home Is Where My Heart Is."
There we go.
My home is where my heart is. It will tell me where to go. And if I stumble, it don't matter. Going too fast, I could go slow, and I don't mind. Oh, it's my time. Up and down, round and round, up and down, and round and round. It don't matter, that's the way it goes. My home is where my heart is. It will tell me where to go. If I stumble, it don't matter. I'm going too fast, but I could go slow, and I don't mind. Yes, and I feel fine. Up and down, round and round, up and down, then round and round. It don't matter, that's the way it goes. My home is where my heart is. It will tell me where to go. And if I stumble, it don't matter. I'm going too fast, but I could go slow.